Gwyneth Paltrow. Do you know about this?
Is it something to do with the head of the NHS of England?
It certainly is. So earlier this week, there I was, just on my phone, on social media, and I get a news alert from the BBC, and this headline was not what I was expecting, because this seems something out of like a comedy show. The headline was, Gwyneth Paltrow, NHS boss urges caution over star's long COVID regime. So we've talked about Gwyneth before. You can go check out our podcast on her. We talk about Goop and all the problems with Goop. So you're probably, if you know about Goop and Gwyneth Paltrow, alarm bells are going off. Yeah. What did she say? And let's get to it. So this was a response to a blog post written by Gwyneth, and she talks about how she contracted COVID-19 and now she's suffering from long COVID, which is all good. It's nice that she's talking about it and she's not denying it. You know, the bar is low and we're happy. And she says that she's been left with some long tail fatigue and brain fog. And that and this gets me, this wording, a functional medical practitioner. I think if they truly are functional, I don't know that you have to just say that they're functional. Yeah. I think I would just say a doctor.
I'm a medical practitioner.
Someone with a degree.
What does functional mean? What does?
Well, I think it's because she knows people are going to be like, who has told you this? They have recommended an intuitive fasting healing regime. So that involves being keto and mainly plant-based. So if you know what keto is, it's like a lot of meat and eating just natural stuff and plant-based stuff. No sugar or alcohol, which honestly I wouldn't have expected her to have sugar or alcohol in her diet anyway. No. And she fasts until 11 every day and takes infrared saunas. So if you're suffering from long COVID and really ill at this point in time, not in a good place, these are just some cheap things you can do to feel better. Everyone has an infrared sauna and everyone is capable of doing, you know, intuitive fasting.
I'm trying to think of what an infrared sauna is. Because isn't infrared what you wear SPF to like block out from the sun?
It's nonsense, Holly.
Is it just a red LED light?
Okay. No, what it is, it's a sad lamp.
A red tinted sad lamp, and she sits just like under it.
But NHS England Professor Stephen Powers, I'm sorry, Stephen, about messing up your name. He said some of the methods were really not the solutions we'd recommend. And I think once again, it shows how out of touch Gwyneth is. She doesn't recognize the responsibility she has as an influencer, let's say. Yeah. I wouldn't really call her a celebrity at this point, but she has so much power over people with what she says, and what she's saying could lead to some very negative habits. You know, why would you encourage if someone's unwell to eat less and stuff like that? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And also, it's just very privileged. Not everyone has the ability to have an infrared sauna. In fact, I don't think anyone does. So moving quickly on from Gwyneth, another lovely thing that was discovered this week, well, I think it's always been slightly known, is the Los Angeles Times released an article where they investigated the Hollywood Foreign Press, which is the 87-member group of international journalists who dole out the Golden Globes Awards. So,
yes.
They were looking into basically the validity of Golden Globe nominations. Are these people corrupt? The answer is, it seems like it. And this has been known for a while. There's been suspicions of this. Ricky Gervais, I think, makes a lot of jokes about it, or has basically accused him of this in the past. So the investigation has led to accusations that Emily in Paris bought its Golden Globe nominations, and this is why. They reported that in 2019, more than 30 members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association flew to France to visit the set of Emily in Paris. Not just that, though. While they were visiting, the group was treated to a 2-night stay at the 5-star Peninsula Paris Hotel, where room prices start at $1,400. And that start at, do we think they were in those rooms, or were they?
Oh my God!
And times that by 30 as well.
Yeah.
The journalists also joined a news conference and had lunch at and I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, the Musée des Arts Forains, a private museum with amusement rides dating to the 1950s, which sounds incredible, but
yeah.
Besides the point, all of this was courtesy of the show's developers, Paramount Network, and one of the members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association told the LA Times that they treated us like kings and queens. And then one member also said there was a real backlash, and rightly so, and this is towards Emily in Paris being the 2 Golden Globes. That show doesn't belong on any best of 2020 list. It's an example of why many of us say we need change. If we continue to do this, we invite criticism and derision. So basically, it seems pretty confirmed to me that I wouldn't call it a bribe, but they gave special little presents with the expectation that there might be something in return, which is not great. And I'm sure that a lot of people were not involved in that and weren't aware of it. And I feel a bit bad for Lily Collins because, like, imagine you're like, oh, my acting is finally paying off. And but you bought it. It's not right, but no, it didn't fit with all the other nominations at all. So they're my pleasure moments of the week. I just thought the Gwyneth Paltrow one, almost a meme to me that the two things were linked. NHS England, Gwyneth Paltrow.
This isn't the first time either. I don't know if it was him or if it was the previous one of NHS England, but they were like, don't listen to her, don't put a jade egg in your vagina, because he had to like come out and say it.
And he'd spoken about that.
Yeah. So the NHS versus Gwyneth Paltrow might be the most iconic.
Okay, if we do another feud video, we're doing NHS England versus Gwyneth Paltrow. That's iconic. And then the Emily Paris one, again, we've spoken about this before as one of our moments of the week, and we were definitely suspicious of how it was nominated, and other shows were.
Well, that makes sense. I thought they were just being elitist. I saw a TikTok of someone exposing Azealia Banks is she posted a picture. I don't know if it was like her usual trolling thing, but I felt like we had to bring it up because obviously 2 weeks ago we did an Azealia episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like we ended on we went through like a journey with it. We were talking about it differently. We were thinking about the treatment of Azealia Banks differently.
Yeah.
And then she goes and does something like this. So in kind of Trisha Paytas fashion, she posts a picture of her wearing a ring with the menorah on it, the Jewish candle. Yeah. And, you know, she's got it on her like engagement finger, and she's posted a picture saying yes. And someone's like, this doesn't make you Jewish. Like, are you trolling? And then she says, if men can say they are women, then I can say that I am now Jewish. And it was just like, oh my God, everything. You've done it again. You've done it. You're just nobody, nothing was, trans women were nowhere in this conversation. They were nowhere. And yet you took this as an opportunity to be transphobic. And it's just like,
I just find it so hard because, like, do I think that she probably has been treated badly in some circumstances in the industry? Yes. But there is no way I can stand by any of these comments at all. And I don't want to support someone who says this sort of stuff. No. It is upsetting to me. And I think it probably is a marketing ploy at this point. I can't see that maybe she is genuinely this hateful, but I don't know. It keeps her relevant. It keeps people checking out her music, whether or not you think so. And it's just upsetting. And I hate that people have to see that because she's in the mainstream. I don't know why she's just out here vying for Piers Morgan's job, but like, there's better jobs she could have. Yeah?
We only need one of them in the world. We do not need another.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't even need Piers Morgan. In other news, Lady Gaga's dog walker was shot whilst he was walking her 2 dogs, and they were kidnapped. But then, this morning, they've been returned safe and unharmed. So they're okay.
I'm happy about this, but I am thinking, like, what happened to the dog walker? Like, where they shot?
I was talking about the dog walker.
The news alerts I was getting was Lady Gaga offered this amount of money for the dogs returned. And then it was only until like I looked into it further that they even mentioned that the dog walker was shot. What? It doesn't say where, doesn't say if they're okay. Why do people get, like, I love dogs, isn't me saying dogs are people's children sometimes, but like, why were the dogs the only focus? Someone was shot. But how traumatizing, like, dog stealing is, a big deal that I didn't realise about until quite recently.
So now we come to a final one. We have to go back, Hannah. We have to go back and apologise for not apologise, but like we predicted that James Charles would get his redemption this year.
I know. I saw this and I was like, we didn't predict it. We praised him for being redeemed. We said he was the best redemption of the year. 2020.
Yeah. And we thought he was just going to stay away. But no, he is being called out as a groomer of a 16-year-old boy who publicly has put in his bio that he's 16 on TikTok. And there's a birthday post that I saw someone on TikTok showing, like, that's people are saying happy 16th birthday, mate. So it's not exactly like he was hiding it, even though James Charles then came out with a Twitter notes apology and said, I asked him how old he was. He said he was 18. I'm going to ask for people's ID from now on because I just don't believe. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
So James Charles is a year younger than us. He's 21. There are 21-year-olds out there. Why are you hanging around? Is it because you're hanging around teenagers so much? Is that just the mentality? You just want to keep, you've been around adults for so long, and now suddenly there's this bunch of teenagers, people ranging from like how old? She's 16, Charli D'Amelio, to what? Everyone's like 23. So that's I don't want to hang out with a 16-year-old.
I don't. And the thing is, like, I kind of viewed him hanging out with Charli D'Amelio because this is how he played it, as him being a mentor figure, and I didn't really have much of an issue with that. But there is a line where it's like you give her advice and stuff like that to, like, I don't know the extent of their friendship, but I think it'd be then weird if, like, they had sleepovers, let's say, or he was like bringing her into parties with people his age. Like, there is a line. I think there is giving someone advice who's younger than you, having like a friendship with them, and then they're sort of basically grooming or treating them older than they are and stuff like that is wrong. But we always say in these situations, like, he's 21, we're 22. If I was looking at a 16-year-old boy, I might not know they were 16, but I would know they were young. You know?
God,
I would look at them and be like, that's a child. And no, thank you. I don't know the situation well enough. And, like, part of me wants to be like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, I don't want to stand by someone who's grooming a 16-year-old.
No. Or doesn't care enough, and people are saying, like, he should just know. He should be on Grindr and looking for people who are gay and not being like, oh, I'm straight, and then being like pursuing straight men. Like, it's so difficult because he was so lambasted and torn down for all this stuff last year. But also, this is behaviour that's just unacceptable. And if he didn't care, if it was a fan, he liked the attention or whatever, they are a child. You cannot be sending explicit photos to a child.
Exactly. I think it's something that a lot of influencers are actually doing at the minute, and I think maybe they just need to have I think they need to have like a collective meeting where they're like, fans and people under the age of 18 are not friends. They're children, and they're, just don't. You can have a chat with them, you can give them advice, but, like, there is a time when it crosses the line and you're grooming someone, and, like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they just need a collective, maybe YouTube and TikTok need to, like, call a meeting where they get in, like, a therapist to explain this to them.
Because if they're going to have people that blow up on the app and they're so young, they need to have safeguarding things in place, which they do not have. They don't have it. To say, I watched a video about the whole thing of care. They do. It's what's his name, Onision, and all the disgusting things that he did on through the years, and you just think he was allowed a platform the entire time. He ruined so many women's lives, and he wasn't unplatformed until recently. You just think, okay, well, who was
as well, really?
Shane Dawson? Yeah, who is there for? His channel's still up, and people have spoken out against him, and you just think, right, okay, well, where's the duty of care for this is your platform, you're making money from this platform.
Yeah.
You have these creators who are speaking on behalf of the platform because they make you so much money. You need to take responsibility for this or train them in sexual harassment, safeguarding children, because that's their audience.
Well, I feel like a lot of other jobs or like normal jobs people would do, they have certain meetings on these sort of things.
Yeah.
Or at least like,
It's in a
you know,
workplace,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's sexual harassment in the workplace, stuff
Yeah.
like that. They do have these meetings. So if YouTube and TikTok and things like that are becoming a job, I don't know, maybe they could just do conferences or something that maybe they're not like
Just left to the
compulsory, but
wild. Yeah.
if you you know, it would look good if you win, wouldn't it? So I don't know. I don't know what they could do, but I think because it's becoming such an issue and there's so many children on these websites, I think something needs to be done.
Absolutely.
Because no, we can't have this happening. Nothing new.
So,
That's
James
my
Charles,
take on it.
you've let everyone down with your bad ways. Stop it.